Blair Cohen, Managing Partner and CIO at GoalVest Venture Capital. What opportunities are you seeing now in venture capital and what makes them attractive?
Sure, Chris. Appreciate the question. So we like to focus really on the venture growth segment, right? So something that's really come up in the last 10 years as companies have been staying private longer and there's much more money on the private side to fund these companies. So we think that's a really attractive area, and we've actually set up a few funds to go after and chase that.
How does GoalVest evaluate such potential companies?
Sure, yeah. So we like to think about it from a sector perspective first. There's a few things that we like to really key in on. So obviously, there's a lot going on in AI right now. We've been historically investing a lot within the AI infrastructure sector, and now we're kind of moving into the application layer as that sector kind of matures, for lack of a better word. Also, fintech has been very hot right now. You've seen a few IPOs both happening and coming up in the fintech sector. So that's becoming much more in focus. Defense is an area where we've been getting a lot more involved as well. There's lack of innovation there in the last several decades, and that's really coming to the forefront with companies like Anduril that you may have seen. And then we're also looking at consumer products a lot too. We've done some exciting stuff in companies like Olipop, and so always looking for opportunities there as well.
Now, to what extent, if any, are macroeconomic, sector level, and/or public policy trends impacting these companies?
Sure. Yeah. Obviously, I alluded to AI, and I think that's a huge thing from a sector perspective, right? And so you're basically having all of these tech apps that have been built in the last 10, 15 years having to be rebuilt, right? We're having a platform shift with AI. And so I think that's really going to drive, especially when you look at the venture sector, right? Both at the early stage and late stage, that's going to really drive this sector for the next 5, 10, 15 years as we all kind of evaluate what the world is going to look like in a post AI world. And then generally, just from a macro perspective, while on the public side, the markets have really been running since the lows of 2022. The private side has been a little bit different. Basically, that kind of bottomed out in 2022, and it's been mostly flat since then. And so, really, it's been a great time for us to buy these companies at kind of depressed multiples compared to where they used to be. And so, it's been great for the last few years, and hopefully it stays that way. But obviously, had a lot of big IPOs with Circle and Figma yesterday. So I think we're going to start to see these valuations start to creep back up a little bit. But great time to be investing, no matter it's AI, fintech, wherever you can find value.
Blair, can you tell us a little bit about what GoalVest does more broadly?
Sure, yeah. So we manage a lot of different strategies here at GoalVest. I personally am responsible on the venture growth side of the business. So we've actually set up a fund series. We're now raising capital for our second fund and deploying out of our second fund to find these companies generally in the valuation range of 500 million to a few $1 billion, where we can find this trying to target like a 3x return on these investments before they go public or get bought out. So we've been really focused on that area and trying to find some good value, investing in companies like Anduril and Klarna and Olipop. We've had some good success there in CoreWeave, which we're about to exit in a few weeks here once the lockup expires. So had some great success so far in our first fund, and look forward to doing it again in our second fund.
Blair, thank you very much for your time.
Yeah, appreciate it, Chris. Thanks for having me.